Hi there. I'm Ryan Mercatante, and you're watching Mike Fallon's Citizen Cinema.
Y'all, this is your boy Mike Fallon back at it again with another episode of Citizen Cinema. Today, my special guest is filmmaker Ryan Mercatante. How you doing, Ryan?
You got it right. I'm very proud of you. It
That's
it,
that's what I'm for.
it comes from heart. I'm doing quite all right. I'm excited. I'm doing well.
Yeah.
It's been a fun ride recently.
Yeah, guys, today we're here to focus on Ryan's project called Concrete. Now, Ryan, question. Now, if anybody wanted to check out your film, where can they check it out at?
Well, currently it's on the festival circuit, so if I put it up online just willy-nilly, it pretty much cancels out the ability to be in 90% of festivals. But
Okay.
after the festival circuit, it's going to be uploaded online. I don't know exactly where it's going to be, but when it is, you guys can check out my socials and you'll see it then. But if you want to see it sooner, on May 1st, it's going to be premiering at the Beverly Hills Film Festival 2021. And you can actually purchase tickets online right now. It's available worldwide for one day, 24 hours,
Oh
but there are
yeah.
limited seats. So be ready.
Yeah, man. Like when I saw the film, because I know we're gonna go into the story and everything on
Oh,
today's
yeah.
episode. So for those who haven't watched it, basically it's about a gentleman who jumps trying to commit suicide, but then he survives and he goes through a whole different ordeal once he survives his suicide attempt.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you want to sort of like go into like what your mindset was creating the story?
Oh man, it was a time. I actually came up with the very initial idea because I was filming at the same location, which would be where we filmed Concrete.
Mm,
Um, I was on a film set. It was pretty much a normal day, and we go out for lunch, and I'm sitting down underneath um, this massive bridge inside the LA River. And when you're driving above it, you're like, ah, it's a bridge, whatever. But when you're truly down in the river, in the river basin, and
yeah.
you're looking up, it's just the scale of it that is absolutely intense. And my mindset was that would suck to fall from.
And then the snowball from there.
Exactly. So it really
Yeah.
snowballed from there where I was like, okay, I know that would be a really interesting idea to kind of go after, what it would take for someone to not only fall, but fight to get out of there. Cause it is a pretty, it's actually quite difficult to get out of the river basin. In order to get in there to film, we had to actually drive down a ramp through the river itself,
Mm,
and till we got to the dry part. But like what injuries could one person
yeah.
sustain, how difficult it would be to just to live through that, and would anybody actually even realize you're down there you
Yeah,
know
because when I was watching the film, man, it just messed me up seeing how many different ways you conceived that the person's cry for help could be unheard,
hmm
even with a type of interaction. I don't want to go too much and spoil the
hmm
whole thing, but it's just like the two realities you show. Like it doesn't
yeah.
matter how loud you are, man. If you're in an environment like that, you're pretty much voiceless when you have the freedom to use your own voice.
Oh yeah, I like that was something I really wanted to kind of focus on within this movie
Yeah,
because it's so it's so ingrained in the environment of this character. Like LA is such its own place that I feel like every single person living out here just has blinders on their side of their eyes, and it's kind of just like, get to where you're going and don't look at anything else. And I think that's kind of one thing I really wanted to comment on within this is, even though you're in one of the most populated places in the entire world, you could still not be even seen.
yeah, man, and it's crazy. It's like even when you are seen in the context of the film, it's not
Hmm.
a guarantee that who's seeing you is going to be an angel.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the better parts of the ending for me. And I'm not going to go into ruining it for those who haven't seen it yet, 'cause I want it to be good for you guys to check it
Mhm.
out. But it's just the way you did the ending. I love how you left it open ended, but also the whole duration of the short film, from what I'm seeing, is like once he takes the fall, it could be interpreted in different ways whether or not he survived the fall
Yeah.
because of the symbolisms of how whether it's reality or is this his form of hell. And that's what I really
Mhm.
loved about it.
Thank you. There are a lot of moments within the film that I really that I just kind of I wanted to leave it open a little bit,
Hmm.
as
Yeah.
to kind of what's going through this person's head. And one thing I really kind of I held fast from the very inception of this piece is I didn't want the audience to know too much about this character, because I feel like this character can really be a can be various different types of people, and I think that it makes it easier for the audience to connect with the character Charlie, that way.
Mm. Oh, so that's his name, because I like how you did the whole nameless thing with
Hmm.
your main character. Sort of like how they did in what was it? Not just Good, Bad, and Ugly, but that TV show Banshee. They sort
Yeah.
of did like the same thing, and yeah, I love how it's like you don't really need to know the names,
Hmm.
and it's just like you feel from the very like first 30 seconds that there is a situation in this person's life. And the thing I love about it, and I don't want, I'm not gonna ruin, like I'm trying to have to talk too many
Oh
crazy,
yeah, no, I feel you.
you, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I want people, when people watch, I want them to like really have their own fresh takes on it.
Yeah.
But when he's contacted, in the first 30 seconds, my question is that the person who caused them to be in the situation, or is that supposed to be like a representation of the city of LA, like you said?
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. I knew that I wanted someone to reach out to this person, because I think that's it's a little bit of the ironic situation of, sometimes when you're in this mindset of just, it's not going to work, it's not going to work, it's not going to work, and when you kind of flip your mindset about it, you may not have the opportunities to reach out for help anymore.
Yeah, because it's crazy. It's like with the duration that you edited this short film,
Yeah.
it's like for those who are more cinematically inclined, there's so many possibilities to where this story could go if you got to do a longer form of it. Just like how they had like the small duration, like what 13 minutes when they did Whiplash, and then they extended that into a
Hmm.
full feature, and it went all over the place. I feel like if you were given the chance to make this into like a full length feature,
Hmm.
it could go into a whole different realm.
Yeah.
But the realm that you created with the short film version, I really like how it encapsulates what's the message of the story, which is if you put yourself in this situation, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if you're going to survive it, and if you do survive it, you don't know what the effects are going to be on yourself and those that are in your life.
Yeah. No, entirely agree.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I think that just I really wanted to kind of focus. That's exactly what I wanted to focus on, is just kind of like the relationships you have with yourself versus everybody else.
Exactly. And that's what I think it really does convey, because it's like when people who watch this, like when you get a chance to watch it, I will be posting the link in the bio of this video once it's publicly available.
Hmm.
But that's the whole thing about it. And I think that's why people need to see this, because it's not preachy. And that's the thing that people sometimes can't get right with short films, is that they try to shove so much preachiness into the message. With yours, it's just,
Hmm.
I think it's almost like an exposed nerve. Like, that's what I really dig about the film,
Yeah.
is that it just gives you like the bare minimum, it's not long-winded. It just gets straight to the point, like this is the situation,
Hmm.
but when you look at it, it's now up to you to decide what you think is happening. Like, you know, it could,
Yeah.
because like I think that with the initial with the initial action the character took to get into the bigger chunk of the film, then that's where the audience is going to be divided in a sense. If they're,
Oh
because
yeah.
like sometimes they might feel it's a, because I know I like the way you shot it. It's like I said, it's leftover interpretation. It might be a mind game or it might be literal. And
Mhm.
I think that's the best way you did it. It's like you put an open door at in like the first like like minute of your film, and I love that about it.
Well, thank you. It's very interesting that you kind of bring up the idea of the preachiness of, of films at times, and
Yeah.
I think that that is something I was very conscious of at the beginning.
Yeah.
Making a film, especially that involves suicide in any way, shape, or form,
Very
is
touchy.
is very difficult and very touchy.
Yeah.
One thing that kind of stuck out to me from a note session that um, I showed the script to someone, and they told me, or one of my old professors, and they told me what's very interesting about this that you need to hold on to is most films that revolve around suicide, it ends with the taking of one's life,
Yeah.
while this is at the beginning instead. And so I kind of held on to that, and I
Mhm.
to this day I really still revolve around the fact of this is not necessarily a suicide movie, and instead this is really focusing on mental health and the needing and the ability to ask for help.
Yeah, because I love how I love that because when I watched it, I really like after the whole two open door situation I was saying that either way could go.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter what either way the film could be interpreted. The one thing I love about it is that in this case the character is now facing a true fight or flight moment.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like a raw commentary on what's gonna happen now and what are you gonna do to see the situation through without
Mhm.
ruining it. So that's what I really love about that. It's just it's not in your face, but it is in your face. And it's just the way you did it is such a very not simplistic in substance, but simplistic in presentation of this is the situation. And it really makes someone think like, what would I do? What if I couldn't contact nobody and I was in this place, what would I do? Would I fight or would I just lay there? What where would I go if I'm at that such a like a low and pivotal part of our lives? Because the thing about humanity is that we do when we get older, we everybody in one form or another faces existential questions.
Yeah.
And I feel like with this one, it's one of those questions of do you value your existence? And he said it and you shot it literally with them asking that in so little words, and that's what I loved about it because you picked two good actors
Oh yeah.
to really just tie it, you know, tie it in there. It's just like what are you gonna do
Mhm.
if this was you? Because like this could happen to anybody. Nobody's safe from this,
Yeah.
and that's what I love about it. And like you're saying, it's about talking about mental health and things that our society hasn't really delved into until the last few decades.
Oh yeah.
Because because you know the people that when they go through stuff, they're always told, "Suck it up. You're an adult. You're a man. Just deal with it." But some people are wired differently, and that's how their wiring leads to different situations that can be avoided. And that's
Mhm.
what I love about your film is that it's like I said, it's not in your face, but it is in your face of all right, bet. So this is the existential question, one of the gravest ones that humanity has ever known.
Mhm.
What are you going to do now once you're inserted into the situation? And
Oh
that's what
yeah.
sort of got to me about the film.
Thank you. That means a lot. I mean, that's something I really just I really needed. I wanted to make sure I got right with this film.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
it's so it's so integral to the story that if I didn't get it right, If I didn't get it right, then I don't think it would have connected with anybody.
Yeah, because with this one, it's like it's so vague in the sense of like to where a sense of like it can't isolate anybody. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? It's not so much that you made the character like a plain character. It's just the character is vague in the sense of it can't be an exclusive person going through this.
Yeah.
And that's the problem is that people sometimes cannot get the embodiment of humanity,
Hmm.
and then sometimes people can't see past their own personal views, religious, political, stuff of that nature. And that's the thing I loved about this is that you made it to where it's an every man, every woman situation.
Yeah.
And I know I might sound like I'm harping on it, but that's the key thing. I feel my viewers who are listening who are gonna see it,
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that they should really go into is like they're gonna go in fresh to see it. I'm not gonna say all the action that happened in it and whatnot, but I want to keep it fresh for them. But it's just that I just feel like it's almost like you embodied humanity and then you embodied another aspect of reality, which was the possibility of hope. And you have two actors that embody both those constructs. And I think that's one of the strongest things about this film from
Um,
my point of view.
I entirely understand that. That's something I also really, especially from the beginning stages of this film, I got a lot of questions of what is the specific reason that said character jumped? What is the
Mm,
specific reason? Did his did his girlfriend break up with him? Is he homeless and just deciding to quit? It's like why? And I'm like, when it comes to circumstances like this, I don't really believe there's a single reason why,
mm.
you know? And I think that's something I really wanted to make sure that was important throughout the story, or else I don't think it would have felt genuine.
So sort of like the way Quentin Tarantino in Pulp Fiction had the briefcase for the light,
Yeah.
the opening of the film is the briefcase and the light.
Yes.
So it's open ended for interpretation.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think personally I mean exactly what you're talking about, where it's like the briefcase of light, it's something special. For me, the phone call is, it's someone reaching out.
Mm,
Someone is trying to connect with this person, but there is a line that has been crossed within their own life that is
yeah.
not allowing them to reach out to anybody.
Mm. Okay, I dig that. So, well, I'm glad I'm talking to the one who created it, so that way I can get this insight.
Of course.
Because otherwise, it'd be just like me shooting the breeze of somebody trying to figure it out on her own.
Oh yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. That's all I really wanted to ask you about the film without ruining it, because I want people, if they're gonna see it, which would be again on May 2nd,
May 1st.
May 1st, at
Yes.
and where can they catch it at again?
It is through the Beverly Hills Film Festival 2021. I will be sending you the
Hmm.
link.
Yes, I'll put that in the bio below, y'all. Check it out. I'm telling y'all, it's worth the admission price just to see this short film and to see what I'm seeing and what I'm trying to convey without ruining it to you guys. I feel like everybody should check this film out
Mhm.
just so that way they can get a real bare, raw nerve look at humanity at one of its lowest points embodied in this character. So, and Ryan, where can people find you online, bro, for more of your upcoming projects and endeavors?
Oh man. Well, you guys can check out my website, ryanmercatante.com. It's RyanMercatante.com.
Okay.
And also on my socials is Ryan T Mercatante. Spelled the exact same way, RyanTMercatante. That is Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
All right, man. Ryan, I'm so glad you dropped in today, bro. And it's always a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you because you're a friend of the show.
Of
So
course, man.
I'm gonna bring you back on here, man, for more of your future endeavors. I know, y'all. I'm trying to tell everybody who's watching right now they need to keep an eye on your career, bro. 'Cause
I'm hoping. Knock on
I
wood.
know,
Knock on wood.
I know you got some hitters coming, bro. I can feel it. I know it.
Oh yeah, man. Thank you so
All
much for
right.
having me.
Of course, bro. It's a pleasure.
It's
All right,
always lovely
y'all.
talking to you.
Oh yeah, most deaf. Y'all, this is your boy Mike Fallon with Ryan Mercatante, my boy for life. And if this is another episode of Citizen Cinema. If you guys want to check out previous videos, they're in the profile link. And again, please check out Ryan. Give him a follow, guys. I mean, if you guys are truly citizens of cinema, you want to follow somebody who's going to give you great contributions to future cinema.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, y'all. Take care. This is Mike signing off.